Yaraskanı kıynaydı yedem tuzunun jaddena.
Şehirlerin fiziki ve sosyal gelişiminde STK'ların rolü başlıklı oturumumuzu Kent Merkezi Derneği olarak biz üstlendik. Diğer ülkelerden gelen, Sudan'dan, Cezayir'den ve Rusya'dan gelen katılımcılarımıza teşrif buyurdukları için teşekkür ediyorum. Tabii sivil toplum gibi önemli bir meseleyi uluslararası platforma taşıyarak böylesine önemli bir meseleyi küresel ölçekte ele alarak şehirlerin gelişiminde büyük rol alarak Esenler Belediyesi burada bir inisiyatif alarak zaten sivil toplumun merkezinde inisiyatif almak vardır. Böylesine önemli bir organizasyona imza attığı için gıyabında Esenler Belediye Başkanı'na ve böylesine önemli bir programa himayesine aldığı için Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımız Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a da ayrıca teşekkür ediyorum. Saat tabii programımız biraz kaydı. Bu yüzden 1 saatlik bir zaman dilimi içerisinde programımızı tamamlamayı hedefliyoruz. Konuşmacılara 15 dakika süre vereceğim. Kalan zamanda da soru cevap olursa soruları ve cevapları soru faslını alacağız ya da 2 dakikalık bir konuşma zamanı vererek konuşmacılarımıza sunumlarının toparlamaları şeklinde de oturumumuzu kapatabiliriz. Ben hem dinleyicilerin hem de konuşmacıların birbirlerini tanımaları açısından kısaca katılımcılarımızı sizlere tanıtmak istiyorum. Sayın Necima Muhubi 2010 yılında Cezayir'den 2010 yılında Menturi Konstantin Üniversitesi Mimarlık Bölümünden mezun oldu. 2017'de Salah Bubnider Konstantin Üniversitesi'nden sürdürülebilir kentsel projelerin yönetimi konusunda doktorasını gerçekleştirdi. 2010 yılından itibaren sırasıyla İnşaat Emlak Kuruluşu olan TCB Benharku firmasında konut yapımı çalışmalarında, Cezayir Metro firması EMA'da ve Alstom Pizzarotti'de kuruluşunda Konstantin şehri tramvay projesi çalışmasında, Paris'te Lab Urba Fransa Enstitüsü'nde araştırma görevlisi olarak SolarSit Fransa kuruluşunda enerji hesaplamaları ve teknik ve idari konularda ilgili dokümantasyon çalışmalarına yönelik teknik asistanlık görevlerinde bulundu. Akson kuruluşunda havalandırma ve klima sistemleri ile ilgili teknik asistanlık görevlerinde, fotovoltaik sistemlerin kurulumu ve tedariği ile ilgili Cezayir'de yerleşik yenilenebilir enerji kuruluşu Sarl firmasında görev aldı. Arapça, İngilizce, Fransızca, İspanyolca ve kendi yerel dili olan kabile dilini, Cezayir yani Berberi dili konuşmakta. Konstantin Üniversitesi'nden katılım sağlamakta. Bugün bizlere panelimizde kentsel projeler ile ilgili metropollerin çalışma, gelişim ve sürdürülebilirlik süreçlerini anlatacak. Bunu anlatırken de Cezayir'deki Konstantin şehri ile İspanya'daki Bilbao şehrini kıyaslamalı olarak masaya yatıracak. Sayın Muhammed İbrahim Şatta, onu sizlere tanıtmak istiyorum. 1977 yılında Sudan Hartum Üniversitesi Mimarlık Fakültesini bitirdi. 1983 yılında da Amerika Michigan Üniversitesi'nde Mimarlık Bölümünde yüksek lisansını tamamladı. Çeşitli birliklerde üyelikleri bulunmakta. 15 yıl boyunca Suudi Arabistan'da Kentsel Planlama Bakanlık Yardımcılığı biriminde ve Belediyeler ve Köy İşleri Bakanlığı'nda imar planları, bölgesel planlama, kentsel sınırlar, kasaba ve şehirler için kentsel kalkınma öncelikleri ve nazım imar planları alanlarında planlama uzmanı olarak çalıştı. Sudan'da Al-Zayem Al-Azari Üniversitesi'nde Kentsel Planlama Departmanı'nda öğretim görevlisi olarak çalıştı. Ayrıca Birleşmiş Milletler İnsan Yerleşimleri Programı ile birlikte kentsel ve bölgesel planlama ulusal danışman olarak çeşitli görevlerde bulundu. Pek çok planlama komitesinde görev aldı. Çeşitli workshop, konferans ve sempozyumlarda konuşmacı olarak katıldı. Şimdi oturumumuza önce hanımefendilerle başlamak isteriz. Sayın Necime Muhibi bize kentsel projelerle ilgili metropollerin çalışma, gelişim ve sürdürülebilirlik süreçlerini anlatacak. Ayrıca Cezayir Konstantin şehri ile Bilbao şehrini İspanya'dan kıyaslamalı olarak değerlendirilecek. Buyurunuz efendim.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, hello. I know it's the end of the day, so you are tired. I will try to make it simple, and the full paper will be, I think, published after the summit. So, I'm from the University of Constantine III in Algeria, named Salah Boubnider. I'm working as a member in a research laboratory. Is there a presentation, please? So I'm working in the research laboratory, dealing with the producing of the city, and also all problematics about governance, democracy, and also partnership, participation, and even management. So we are trying to develop method, techniques, and tools for good and optimization of the actions, or all the actions on the cities. So the axes that we are dealing with are more about developing a high quality of use in the urban areas, and also urban governance, integrated management, and assistance for urban mastery.
Sorry. Sunumunuz çalışmaya başladı. Sunumdan devam edebilirsiniz.
Wait,
It's work.
okay. Can I have the
Pointer. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I am, as I said, I'm from a faculty of architecture and urban planning, and from the urban project management with the doctorate of sustainable urban project. As I said, our laboratory is more about searching the democratization of the knowledge, and about all what is concerning the city production and its management. So we are trying to more be practical in this area, and developing techniques with more effective results. So the axis that we are dealing with, as I said, is more about fabric the city, development of the high quality of use in the urban areas, urban governance, integrated management, and also promoting a new profile as mine, which is a sustainable urban project manager, which is dealing with all actors, game of actors, how they deal together, how can we get all actors together so they can produce better cities. But today I will talk about a work that I have conducted in the farm work of my PhD. It is about the urban project as a metropolization tool, but also a sustainability vector. With two cases of study, which are the urban project of Constantine and the urban project of Bilbao. It's more getting best practices about them than comparing it. So the context is different between Algeria and Spain, but we can have some practices that it can be generalized on all areas, on all other urban projects. So I pass all this because I think it will be more practical to go to the essential. So what is the urban project? Just for to introduce it, it's a thoughtful strategy that brings together all actors of city to manage it, but also to optimize all its development and identify all the interactions between systems and actors. The principle of the urban project are the realism and the contextualization. It means that the urban project has to come from the local thing. It has to come from what are the day-to-day living, but also go in a global and strategic vision. Because if we are dealing with local things, we cannot generalize them on the national or global scale. A very participation approach is one of the best points in the urban project. It has to be participatory, but also a partnership between private and public sectors. We're talking about good urban governance because if we don't have a good urban governance, we cannot put in ground everything we have in theory. So an iterative approach and the reversibility of actions are one of very important point because we are dealing with something with the town which is always in development. We cannot have action that will stay for long. So the urban project as a process is more about answering some questions. So the first question is what, who, why, and for who. These questions is like a co-identification, the problem, the opportunity, but also the strategy. After that, we have the how to do that. So search of solutions, not only one. So give a lot of scenarios and choose a collective choice of the scenario, which solution to adapt. After choosing the solution, we have to go to advised design with answers of question: what to do, how to do it, which is to do, and all so on. The last thing is to implement monitoring and control for continuous development. So the urban project has to be adapted to a time management, actors game management, space management, but also dealing with space-time management, which is dealing with the day-to-day living, but also have a long and strategic vision. The first case I want to introduce is the case of the urban project of Constantine, which is the PMMC, Projet de modernisation de la métropole de Constantine. It is born from a crisis, because the town of Constantine is now in a crisis. So this crisis is like opportunity to develop the city. So even the project is not 100% successful, but there is a lot of things to say about it and to learn about it. So, to introduce Constantine, it's known as the city of bridges and rocks, because it is built on a big rock with a lot of bridges. They say it's also the most resistant city, because it has 20 centuries years old and more of that. But there is a situation of crisis, like unhealth conditions, frenetic urbanization, and uncontrolled fragmentation, and so on. But we have to say that it is an opportunity, because majority of urban projects are born from crisis, as we can see also in the Bilbao project. So this project has objectives like quality, competitiveness, attractiveness, and so on. It's all about being perfect, modernize the city, and all of this. These objectives are going towards sustainability, with the strategic and futuristic vision, consistency between actions, participation, good governance, and local. But it's not really on the ground. These are principles that stays more theoretical. But why is it a failure, and what is what is a definition of a project that is a failure? If the definition of a project, a successful project, is this project which is achieved in time, within the budget allocated, and also all the actors are satisfied, we can say that the PMMC is a fiasco. Because it's not achieved the objectives set in time, disappointment and non-satisfaction of actors because they are not implicated, but also the cost and delay are dépassed. But we can also say that after a long period, the project has disappeared. So, why it is a failure? Because the first reason, it is not it has not a force of law. It means it's not an urban instrument. The second reason, it's lack of participation. As you can see, I have made a presentation in a symposium. It is about the good governance in the project. That we can saw also that the project has not been participatory. So also the civil society is between indifference and anger. After survey that we have carried, we have more answers like I don't care, why should I be interested, my point of view is useless, it will not be taken in account. So these citizens are between indifference but also sometimes anger. Like in the project that was in the program to destroy one of the oldest prison, which is prison of Kudiat. So there is associations that defended this prison to not to be destroyed. So we can see that the participation is not really integrated in the project. So also the lack of marketing, because we are not dealing with the press is not dealing with the project as a very big, high-scale project. That's one of the reasons. Other reasons we cannot discuss it because I think about the time and all of this. But you can find more information in the paper, the full paper. The second case is the Bilbao Ria 2000 project. It's also born from cries. But the thing that we will see how an urban project can change the destiny of a city. As you can see, the Bilbao is as majority urban project. It's born from cries, but there is an opportunity of wasteland in a head area after disindustrialization. Excuse me. So, how to summarize the situation? We go from massive disindustrialization, crisis, economic crisis, and flood that only happened 5,000 years. So with using what? With using only the wasted ground for these achievements. So how to do that? We can see the comparison between old situation and new situation of the project. So how to do these things? The good practices that are simple but also effective in this project are to deal with several operations in one time, to have a force of law like this. This project has 4 plans, instruments. The first one is the strategic plan. The second one, territorial, general plan, and partial plan. We go from strategic level to ground level. So strong political portage. This strong political portage goes from the municipality, but also goes to a European Union, and continuity of the project, but also a consensus and a partnership between public and private sectors. That was one of the most key success factor. And the marketing was really taken in account. So that's why the project was as I can say, a success. But as in the project of Constantine, there was a lack of participation. All the population, as you know, the project that known in the Bilbao is the Guggenheim Museum, but it was not a participatory project. All the population was against the project. After it is built, after it is a success, they say it is an angel fall from the sky, but it was not in the beginning participatory. So just to go for the best practices and say we have for
Last
good.
minute,
Yes.
last minute, please.
Yes, to have a good urban project, we have the ambition, but we have to accompany it. We have a strong and political portage. We have actors and concurrence engineering, bringing all actors together, even the civil society. We have the lands and all the partnerships. We have also the control and the evaluation, but the failure is not an issue. We have to learn from the mistakes. So thank you for your attention. I hope I did not take a long time. Thank you.
Çok teşekkür ederiz Sayın Necime Muğbi. Hemen şunu söyleyeyim ben. Çok teşekkürler. Sunumlarda eksik kalan taraf çok kıymetli bilgiler arz ediyor panelistlerimiz. Biz bu sunumları Esenler Belediyesi kitaplaştıracak. Kalan eksiklikleri baskılarda muhakkak tamamlarız. O açıdan bir endişeniz olmasın. Burada da diğer ülkelerde de bu bilgilerden istifade edilecektir. Sayın Olga Generalova Kutuzova hanımefendi de teşrif buyurdular. Hoş geldiniz. Şimdi biz Sayın Muhammed İbrahim Şatta beyefendi ile devam etmek istiyoruz. Nasifa Mühendislik'ten. Sivil toplum kuruluşlarında katılımıyla Sudan'ın Kuzey Kordofan eyaletinde bulunan Bağra şehrinde gerçekleştirilen kentsel dönüşüme yönelik çalışmaları bizlere aktaracak. Sayın Şatta, sunumunuzu İngilizce yapabilirseniz memnun oluruz. Fransızca tercümanımız gitmek zorunda kalmış. Sizle yazışmıştık. Yani biraz zor olur demiştiniz ama eğer İngilizce olursa çok memnun oluruz.
Thanks, I will do it in English, but I think that Nejma is going to talk in Arabic, so I can talk in Arabic too. But actually, okay, I can make it in English, no problem. First, I want to thank for the generous and hospitality of the people who who are welcoming us by word marhaba here in Istanbul. Marhaba, it means big a great hospitality and a spacious room for you to stay with us. That's the meaning of marhaba in Arabic. Okay, I thank those people, and I'm going to talk about Nasifa. Nasifa, this is an engineering firm in Sudan, established in 2007. It concentrates in the projects of planning. So, what is the presentation? Mm-hmm. Okay, Nasifa. Nasifa, as I said, established in 2007, and we are working in different fields, but I'm going to concentrate in 4 fields, which is urban planning studies. We start from Khartoum, strategic plans for the localities of the Khartoum, civil localities. And we have also a master plan for Bara, which will be the main object, the main subject for my session. And also we have land titles for agricultural projects in OCS of Bara. It's about 99 OCS. All of these projects, the key for doing these projects are the public participation. In all my projects, I start with public participation. If there is no public participation, I am not going to do any project. Because I believe that you design for the people, by the people. For my 40 years experience. Historical building rehabilitation, also in these projects I use public participation. We have the renovation for the great mosque in Khartoum with a partnership with Turkish company for the lighting of the mosque, old mosque. And also we have a renovation for an old mosque which is called At-Tis'een. And also we rehabilitate the forts of the Mahdis. And all of these we use public participation even in the rehabilitation of the projects. The other one is the investment plans. The investment plans, the plans which is here, this is considered as the first economical zone in Sudan. The area of it is about 16,500 square kilometers. And also we went through the designing of the investment plan through the public participation, as you see in the picture. And the last one, which is the urban design for Bara, because there is intercontinental road from Dakar in Senegal to Port Sudan in Sudan, and this is going to pass Bara. So in consultative workshop, we have about 3 alternatives, and then, the first one, and the second one, and the third one. They agreed about the third one, so we redesign it here after they agreed on the passing of, or the shape of the passing of it. This is about Nasifa. But about the main issue for me in this, architectural design, okay, that's another one. Architectural and structural design. I choose a very smart project. We start through a consultative workshop, and then the consensus is about 10 projects. And then one project has been chosen. So we start the training for the people to how to build, after we design it, to how to build their project. Then they build the project, and then they operate it through public participation, even in urban design. About my public participation in Bara, through the transformation, through urban transportation for the master plan for Bara. So the Bara is going to be our case. The first one, I have to talk about Bara. Bara is located in Sudan, which is the heart of Africa, as you see. And Bara is in the state of northern Kordofan, which is even the heart of the Sudan. And Bara itself, you see, it's the heart of the Sudan, and Bara itself is the heart of the northern state of northern Kordofan state. The simple definition for the public participation is a community participation in a community, is a community effort to do a specific job for the welfare of the community. I think this is the simplest one. You agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Because she started about that. Public participation in Sudan is rooted in the community. It's one of the beliefs of the values of the Sudanese community. through the NAFIR, this is, you ask about the collective effort at the beginning of the season for agriculture or at the harvesting season of the crops. That's the NAFIR. The people that come, you pay no money for them. So a community come together to help themselves. Or about the faza'. Faza', if somebody or if somebody or the thieves come and stole the cattle, so the whole people that are running after this cattle to bring them back, we call it faza'. But we have a continuous one, which is dara. A dara, this is you have a free food through a community effort, and specifically in Ramadan. In Ramadan, you can eat the whole Ramadan without paying any penny, free food through the community effort. That means the belief or the values of the public participation is rooted in our Sudanese society. So Bara town. Bara founded 500 years ago in 1504, 500 years ago, before Khartoum. And the latitude and the location, latitude and longitude, you see it here, and the height is about even 500 meter above the sea level, and the rainfall is almost about 250 millimeter annually, and then the population when we start the study is about 21,000 in Bara. So the main planning reason, as I mentioned it before, the passing of intercontinental road through Bara. So here we have, as Najma mentioned before, a political will is the important thing to start any planning project. Actually, have 4 factors to have a successful study or successful planning study: a political will, and the community interest, and a good design firm, معلش, a good design firm, and a finance. So if you have these 4, you have a good project. The intercontinental road passing from Dakar to Port Sudan. So we have a political will. The state, the prime minister, and the governor of the state. So then the community interest. This is a night consultative workshop because it's a summer, so the night is good for the people to come together. And then the first one, public participation. The attendance is about 44% private sector. And this is amazing. Why? Because they want the road to pass through the market or to pass through the center of the town. So most of them come to attend this consultative workshop.
Sorry, last 2 minutes, please.
2 minutes? Okay. That's a problem. Okay. I'm going to skip some of them. So the first, we have about 3 watts or 3 questions, which is create the roadmap for the study. 3 watts. What do you like in Bara, so you want us to keep it? And what you dislike in Bara, you want us to clear it or to maintain it? Or what you want to see Bara in future? These are the 3 questions, create the roadmap for the whole study. So the first what likes, they have about 12 issues. All of them said, okay, we are going to fulfill it for you. And the second one is what they dislike. It's about 34 issues, planning and replanning about 17 issues, and surface deterioration is about 16 issues, and the rare jobs is just one issue. So the third one, which is the vision in future, is about 17 visions. All of them is just called, talking about the sustainable, vibrant city. Okay. Possible is about 13, and questionable is about 4, which is, some of them, they said that we wanted the capital of a state. I can't do it. Like Khartoum, or something like that, you see. The second one, this is about talking about the profile of the city. The profile of the city, when we do the profile, we did it through the RASP methodology, and it talk about 4 main issues, which is urban environment, housing and slums, governance, and basic urban services, and local economy development. And we add 2 more for them, which is the demography and the suburbs. Because we start from 6 kilometers for Bara and end with about 500 kilometers because the suburbs around it. Public participation, the development of alternatives. We have, when we finished the profile, we reached the stage of the alternatives. The first one, just let us grow as usual. And the second one, and this is about 18%, and the second one is 2 blocks. There is 2 blocks, Bara block and there Al-Himrat, which is about 7 villages. It's going to create a block in the future so they can come together in the future. The other, or the third one, is the open one. And they agreed about it, about 59% agreed about it. Then we have a good chance at that consultative workshop, and we present the alternatives, how can we pass the center of Bara, and I guess we went through that before. And thanks for,
Thank you.
and see you in Bara. You see this Bara green.
Evet, Sayın Şahat Bey'e çok teşekkür ediyoruz. En kısa
Teşekkür
zamanda biz de görüşmek isteriz. Şimdi Sayın Olga Generalova Kutuzova, sürdürülebilir kalkınmaya yönelik hedeflere ulaşılabilmesi adına sivil toplumun katılımının sağlanması hususundaki çalışmasını bizlerle paylaşacak. Buyurunuz efendim.
Thank you so much. My presentation is the last of today, so I will not take a lot of time. I will just shortly present my organization and then maybe say a few words as a wrap-up of today's meetings that I participated and what thoughts I have after taking part of in this conference. So, International Investment Center is the name of our organization. It is quite old. It was founded in 1994, and it's registered in the Russian Federation and accredited in Switzerland, Austria, and USA as an NGO in special consultative status with the United Nations Economic and Social Council. So we have also consultative status with UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization. Our fields of activity, you can see here on the screen, it's development of international relations, economic cooperation, scientific collaboration, youth empowerment, community development, volunteering enhancement, and cultural diversity protection. And IC is engaged in research activities in the field of legislation. We collaborate with the government and also with such public organizations as Chamber of Commerce and Civic Chamber of the Russian Federation. Our collaboration with the United Nations include projects and activities of the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, and United Nations Industrial Development Organization, and International Trade Center as well. So the projects include the organization of conference and round tables, educational projects, webinars. We have our own YouTube channel, and intellectual property commercialization, ecology protection, cultural projects in arts and crafts, and also in ecology tourism and agritourism. We have a very wide network of experts, so we work in experts exchange, and we invite experts to participate in our international projects. We have very well developed research and analytic work, and we from time to time one contacts with the United Nations for research activities. Kind of maybe I can mention a research of volunteers international report. So we had the research of volunteering activities in the former Soviet Union countries and provided this information to United Nations volunteers for their annual report. So this is the YouTube educational channel, the sample of free webinars that we provide for non-profit organization. It's in Russian language, but we plan also an English version. And we have annual international conference in Geneva, Switzerland since 2010. And these are participants of our conference. From 10 to 20 countries each year. Representatives are coming and also doing presentations like we are here in the summit today. And it is held in the Palace of Nations and also in CERN, European Research Center on Atomic Energy, and in WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. This is our contact, but you can see it, I hope, also in the publication that will be provided after the after our conference, our summit. And the idea of my presentation is how civil society organizations can participate in the implementation of Sustainable Development Goals. We know that about 2 years ago, United Nations had adopted the agenda up to the year of 2030, and this is Sustainable Development Goals. These are common goals that United Nations is encouraging all countries to reach by the year of 2030. And this is SDG knowledge platform where everybody can find information about these goals, and it's in English language, but also we hope that it will be in all 6 official languages of the United Nations, and it's a lot of information also in these languages, and 6 official languages are English, French, Chinese, Arabic, Russian, and Spanish. So this is the majority of countries that use these languages. And what are we here thriving to achieve in participation in this summit? We want our NGOs, our civil society organizations to be internationalized. So to find international contacts, to work together, to gain mutual understanding, to have more contacts, to develop our NGOs and our civil society. So this is 4 interlinked work strands to ensure coherence on all levels. You can see here joint advocacy and policy coordination, monitoring, accountability and review, engaging civil society organizations and citizens, and reflection and innovation. So the source of this very useful and very clear scheme is SDG Watch Europe. This is a non-profit organization that is devoted to the monitoring of implementation of Sustainable Development Goals. And there are also another scheme, as I am an engineer by education, so I can prefer to show the schemes, graphics, diagrams, and so on for the better understanding. And these are communication for development. So what we need to achieve better results, we need effective communication between civil society organizations. And this is communication for coordination, communication for promotion, communication for implementation, and empowerment. So these four sectors, they correlate with the previous diagram. That means if we use efficient communications and can do it on not a way that is from time to time, from project to project, but constantly using the communications channel, we will achieve better and more effective results. And how we can report to the United Nations our achievements, our projects, how we can know about ourselves and our effectiveness. This is the SDG Action Campaign and Actions. So this is the tool that United Nations provide to civil society organizations that they can tell the whole world about their projects, about their achievements, know each other better, and maybe form new partnerships. Also, this is the main ideas that this SDG Action Campaign commits to engage stakeholders and individuals to support member states and UN country teams in the SDGs implementation through direct people's engagement. And direct people's engagement means that we can go to the grassroots, we can work together even in the lowest level, on the level of community, and then the United Nations will find out about our grassroots projects, and we can maybe find the other SDG that we can contribute to, and we can also achieve the multiplication of our projects, so the other civil society organizations can use it and implement in their countries. And this is to encourage public ownership of SDGs in every country and sponsor people-driven processes to strengthen accountability mechanism and monitor the progress through generation, collection of data, evidence, and sentiment about the impact of SDGs. So civil society organizations can successfully use the United Nations mechanism to interact with each other, and there is not a necessity to have a consultative status, and even even the smallest NGO can participate in this campaign and be visible on the international level. And this is also the other source that I can recommend to look at, to be able to communicate and participate with the United Nations system. This is also a detailed information about each of the 17 goals that will be implemented by the United Nations. And the last one is that the new application to mobile phones that was introduced just a few days ago. This is the most newest information, and this is especially created to provide information via mobile phones, and this can be used now in English language, but soon it will be implemented also in other languages. And so this is how the SDG Lab is working. The SDG Lab is created by the United Nations in the office in Geneva. And this is a new mechanism that helps to connect, amplify, answer the questions, and innovate in the Sustainable Development Goals implementation. So thank you for your attention. I think I'm on time.
Thank you. Thank you. All of the panelists for their attention. Please don't go. I want to give you your presence from Mayor of Esenler Municipality. First, ladies, Olga Hanım, önce sizinkini.